Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Cooking with Cheeds! Today we're making tiger skin eggs. Let's get it. First things first, we gotta make some eggs. It's hard-boiled eggs to be exact. We're gonna put our water over high heat and let it boil. Here's a little pro tip for your eggs. If you don't use them by the best by date, don't fret. Put them in a bucket of water. If they float, they're bad. If they don't float, they're good. If they stand on their edge, like these two are kind of doing over here, they're still good, but they're about to go bad. As long as they don't float, you're still good. Once your water starts bubbling, you're gonna lower it in your eggs. I like using this because it helps so my eggs don't crack. And just gonna let it in nice and slowly. And you're gonna set a timer for about 6 minutes. After your 6 minutes is up, you're gonna scoop them out and put them in an ice bath. The reason why is so we can stop them from cooking. The rest of this process has a lot of heat introduced, so I'm trying not to overcook the yolks. By the way, if you wanted soft-boiled eggs, this is where you stop and crack them open and they're soft-boiled. Next, we're gonna make some white rice. This is the rice we use in my household, and I've grew up using this. This is like the ones we get from the African store. I have not seen this anywhere else but African stores. But yeah, this is the rice we're going to be using to make our white rice. Just like with any other rice, we're going to bring some water up over high heat. Once the water is bubbling, I had about 2 cups worth of rice. And then I stir it up. And the reason I'm stirring it up is to loosen all this creamy stuff that just came out, which is the starch from the rice. And I'm gonna let it start bubbling again, which should only take a couple seconds to a minute or so. And it should start bubbling again. Once it starts bubbling again, we're gonna take it off the heat and we're gonna strain it and rinse it with cold water. And you want to keep straining it until the water is clear. Once it's roughly clear like that, we're going to drain some of that water off until we have about, I'm so good at it now that I just eyeball it, but it is like the knuckle thing that you do. So if it lines up to that first knuckle, that's good enough. And we're going to put this back on the fire. We put it back on the fire and we reduce the heat to medium, and now we let it cook. Now as we're waiting for our rice to cook, we're going to take the egg and gently tap it around on every side. Don't want to crack it too much. And we're gonna peel our eggs. Ta-da! Peeled egg. Just so you have an example, if you were to cut this egg open, as you can see, nice, runny, soft boiled yolk. Still nice and runny. I'm gonna use that as my little snack. On our other eggs here, this is purely decorative, but if you want to, you can just cut some slits into the eggs like so. Not too deep that you crack the yolk. This is gonna give it, this is just for aesthetics purposes later, you're gonna see. All right, and to make our sauce, we're gonna add some soy sauce. Fish sauce. And some brown sugar. After adding everything, I'm gonna whisk it all together. And now we're gonna check on our rice. For me, how I know my rice is done is when it's close to being done. If you listen closely, you can hear it like kind of popping. If you hear it kind of popping like that and you don't hear any more like bubbling sounds, you know the rice is ready. So what I like to do is kill the heat and put the rice to the side. Over high heat, we're gonna put some oil in a pan and let that come up to heat because we're about to fry our eggs. After a couple minutes, your oil should be up to temp. You're gonna reduce it to about medium heat. And we're gonna take our eggs and put them on the fire. I would recommend you make sure your eggs are dry because of all the water. You don't want it to burst in flames in front of you. We're gonna drop our eggs in. And you let them fry on each side until they get nice and crispy skins. After a couple seconds, you can start turning them over. You see that right there? That's the color you want. You want that to be all around the egg. Once you've gotten most of the sides nice and golden brown, like so, I'm gonna take them off the heat. After taking the oil out of the pan, we're gonna add our eggs back to the pan. And we're gonna put them on medium heat. And then we're gonna add our sauce mixture from earlier. To that sauce mixture, we're gonna add some Modello. I'm gonna pour that over our eggs and we're gonna let it reduce. This step is also optional. Just for the hell of it, we're gonna add some red food dye. I saw this on Guga Foods when he made the tiger eggs, so it makes them look really nice. I'm increasing the heat to high to help this reduce a little bit more quickly. You can also baste the eggs to make sure that they get nice and coated and move them around every few minutes to make sure they don't cook too much on one side versus the other. And this is why we undercooked our eggs a little bit, because now they're cooking even more. So hopefully the yolks won't be too overcooked. After a couple minutes of letting the sauce reduce, you know it's done, and you can draw a line and leave it a trail before it disappears. Take it off the heat, and we're done. It's munch time. Time to try this out. Gotta get some of that egg. Some rice and that sauce. Bon appetit. No. Not every dish has to be complicated, you know? This is a nice, simple dish. It's very nice. For me personally, this is a protein, but you know. This is most definitely Chidolicious. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. If you like the video, like the video. Until next time, YouTube, peace.